A police officer finished his shift and went to eat. Suddenly, he saw a man across from him carrying a gun. This made the police officer realize something was wrong right away. So the police officer immediately called his captain to report the situation. It turned out that this restaurant was run by the captain's parents, but it would take the captain some time to get back. So the police officer had to keep the captain's family safe. He quietly told the captain's younger sister to go to the kitchen. Then he pretended to be a waiter and secretly watched this group of people. One of them deliberately pulled out a strand of hair and threw it into the food. It was clear that they wanted to cause trouble in this way. The police officer immediately put 2 bottles of beer into the boiling pot. He wanted to create a chance to escape by doing this. Then he carried a tray to the kitchen door. He told the captain's family to escape quickly through the back. But this group of people also noticed something was wrong and immediately pulled out their guns. The police officer reacted quickly and shut the door at once. Just as the gangsters fired their guns, the police officer hid behind a shelter right away. At this moment, the police officer took the initiative to move to another position to attract their attention. Just as the gangsters were about to get close to the police officer, the beer bottles in the boiling soup pot exploded. The force of the glass shards knocked this group of people to the ground in an instant. The police officer seized the opportunity and immediately tackled the man with the gun. Then he kept hitting this gangster, but this gangster also fought back at once and knocked him to the ground. The police officer picked up a chair to fight back against the gangster, but in the end, he was still overpowered and controlled by this group. Just as these gangsters were about to execute him, the captain finally came back at the critical moment, and he quickly got this group of gangsters under control. It turned out that 3 years ago, when the captain was on a mission, he accidentally collided with a motorcycle that ran a red light. The old police officer quickly got out of the car to check the other person's injuries. Strangely enough, the other person did not ask for compensation. Instead, he took the initiative to take out money to compensate for the damage to their car. At this time, the captain also realized something was wrong. But just then, the injured motorcycle driver saw the police uniform in the car. So he immediately pushed the old police officer away and tried to run. Just as the old police officer was about to chase him, the other person took out a weapon and shot him. Then he shot another police officer in the thigh. Just as they were about to get on the motorcycle and escape, the captain immediately stepped forward and grabbed one of the gangsters at the back. The motorcycle suddenly tipped over and fell to the ground. The captain immediately got one gangster under control. Then he quickly tackled the driver who was trying to escape. In the end, the captain successfully caught the 2 gangsters, but the old police officer died because his injuries were too serious. However, it was unexpected that this driver was only sentenced to 3 years in prison. So after he was released from prison, he immediately took revenge. But this time, he was still caught by the captain.